Purpose Teen Talk, where testimony meets transformation, Episode 2. What if you're the awkward teen? Welcome to Purpose Teen Talk. I'm your host, Chesney. This is where we have honest conversations about faith, identity, friendships, school, purpose, and all the things nobody really prepares you for as a teenager, because your story matters and your story can become a testimony. So, let's talk. All right, I need to ask you something. Have you ever walked into school, saw everyone already talking, already laughing, already sitting with their people, and thought, well, this is awkward? Or maybe you refreshed your phone, still left on red. Maybe everybody's hanging out this weekend, and somehow nobody remembered to invite you. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm just weird. I'm too quiet. I'm not popular. Nobody notices me. Can I tell you something? You probably have more in common with David than you realize. Most people know David because he fought Goliath, but that's not where his story starts. His story starts with being overlooked. When the prophet Samuel came looking for Israel's next king, David's own dad didn't even think he was important enough to invite. Imagine that. Everyone's lined up, everyone's being considered, and you're still out in the field watching sheep. If we're being honest, that would have hurt. Imagine your own family assuming it's definitely not going to be you. But here's what I love. While everybody else was focused on appearances, God was focused on character. The Bible says people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Think about that. The thing everybody else was overlooking, God was developing. Sometimes we spend so much energy trying to fit in that we forget God is more interested in helping us stand out for the right reasons. Not because we're louder, not because we're more popular, not because everybody knows our name, but because our character reflects Jesus. Can I be honest? Popularity feels really important in high school. I get it. I feel like everybody else, no, it feels like everybody else has more friends, more confidence, more followers, more everything. But popularity is temporary. Character lasts. David wasn't chosen because he was the coolest kid. He wasn't chosen because everybody liked him. He wasn't even chosen because he looked like a king. He was chosen because God saw something deeper. Maybe you're the quiet one. Maybe you're the awkward one. Maybe you're the one who eats lunch wondering where to sit. Maybe you're nervous before every volleyball game because you're afraid of letting your team down. Maybe you feel invisible. I want you to hear this. Just because people overlook you doesn't mean God has overlooked you. He sees your kindness. He sees your efforts. He sees the tears nobody else knows about. He sees the prayers you whispered when nobody was listening. He sees the courage it takes just to show up some days, and that's enough to keep going. Here's the challenge this week. Instead of asking, do people notice me? Ask, is my life reflecting Jesus today? Did I show kindness? Did I encourage someone? Did I stand up for what was right? Did I choose integrity when nobody was watching? Because those are the things that build the kind of character God can use. Before we go, I want you to think about this question. Where in your life are you trying to earn acceptance from people when God has already accepted you through Christ? Sit with that. Pray about it. Write about it. Because your identity isn't something that you achieve. It's something that you receive. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If this conversation encouraged you, made you laugh, or reminded you that you're not alone, send it to a friend who needs it. Keep healing. Keep growing. Keep becoming who God created you to be. Heal, grow, become. Stay purposed.